All right, people are starting to file in. Right now, you guys are muted and your cameras are off. If you want to keep your cameras off and stay muted, that's fine. Just so you guys know, we are recording this and we're putting it up on our YouTube page. So you can, I'm happy to see your smiling faces, but if you don't want to be on our YouTube page, that's totally fine as well. I'm gonna give you another minute here to let some more people come on. And I'll introduce myself and we'll get rolling here. Okay, great. All right, guys, nice to meet you. I'm VP. I'm a physical therapist at Mend, Colorado. We're located in Boulder, and we're kind of doing a weekly series of different orthopedic pathologies and some good strengthening routines. I mean, we see a lot of people who are posting great strengthening routines or strength exercises for just the general public, but I think our specific niche is with the pathologies and the folks that are, for instance, today we're for the people who are most likely to have back pain, or you may have back pain right now, or you know that you have a tendency to have back pain. These are some easy, simple things that you could do. This is an education class just to kind of give you some simple tools to be able to help manage your own back pain or prevent the likelihood of the back pain occurring in the near future. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to go as close to that 30-minute mark as possible. If they kick us off before 30 minutes, just so you know, we have a YouTube page to take a look at our resources. It's just you search Mend Colorado on YouTube, or you can find us on our website, mendcolorado.com, and you can shoot us an email. My personal email is VP, like Vice President, at mendcolorado.com. And if there's any of this stuff that you have more questions about, or if you want something more specific to what's going on with you, please let us know. So our ground rules today is if you are experiencing pain with any of these movements, that's not so much of a bad thing. What we're looking for is if you experience pain past, if we look at the numerical pain scale, that 5 out of 10 pain, if we're outside of that 5 out of 10 pain, that's when we need to stop. But if you're staying within this 3, 4 out of 10 pain when you're doing these exercises, that's actually kind of that's not a bad thing. We're stressing the tissue, and so I would recommend you kind of lean into that a little bit. We're going to talk also about some directional preference. So when it comes to back pain, oftentimes we're more preferential in one position versus the other. And so if you feel like you're having more pain in an extended position, we'll have you flex. If you're having more pain in the flex position, we'll have you extend. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a warm up, and we're going to kind of go over the muscle trains in your body. The muscle trains are lines of fascia in your body that start at the top of your head and end on your feet. And so we're going to start off with going through your anterior chain, which is the front of your body, your posterior chain, which is the back side of your body, your lateral chain, which is the sides of your body, and then the medial chain, which is kind of the deep core and the inside of your body. We're going to go through these exercises real quick. We're going to hold for 20 seconds each. Again, same story here, maintaining that 5 or less out of 10 pain when you're doing that. So first, we're going to start with the front chain. Front chain, we're going to start with this easy plank. We're going to hold for 20 seconds here. Simple, easy, high plank position. You can modify it by bringing your elbows down. If this is too hard, you can bring your knees down. If this is too easy, you can bring one leg up. But we're just going to hold here for another 8 seconds. And then we're gonna switch over to the posterior chain, which is all the muscles on the back side of your body, especially your glutes and lumbar erectors, holding for 20 seconds. This is too hard. You can go down a little bit more, or you can just squeeze. This is too easy, lift one leg up. And then we're gonna go to your sides, into a side plank. This is the lateral chain. So this is all the muscles on the outside of the body. If this is too easy, you can lift one leg up. If this is too hard, come down to your knees. And we'll do a quick switch over to the other side, to the other lateral chain. Okay, again, you can switch to your knees or you can lift the leg up, depending on your comfortability level. And then next, we're gonna work on the medial chain. For this one, we're staying in that side plank position, but we're taking that bottom leg out of it. So you can bring it forward or you can bring it back, but you're holding with your top leg. This might be a little bit more difficult. If it is, come down on a knee. You should feel that on the inner leg here. And we'll go to the other side. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, we're gonna roll through all those again. One more set. This is just a little warm up here. 20 seconds here. Three, two, one. Switch to your bridge position. And then we're gonna go side plank for the lateral chain. So you can see that we're really trying to build up your true core. Your true core is just not your stomach. It's all the muscles surrounding your stomach, including your pelvic floor, which lies along your adductors or your groin, and your diaphragm too. We'll switch. Then going to the medial line. And then we'll go to your opposite medial line. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's kind of your stability. That's your core muscles that help provide stability of your spine, your hips, your knees. It's truly your core here. So now, instead of working with stability, I want to work towards the mobility end of things. So first, we're going to get into the traditional child's pose for yoga. We're just going to hang out here for a second. And we talk about directional preference here. This is a great position for people who have a directional preference for flexion, meaning that If you notice you have back pain when you're walking or standing, but it feels a lot better when you're sitting, you are flexion preferred. You have a flexion preference. Now we'll go into on your stomach, coming up onto your elbows and just hanging out here. Now, this is for the folks who have a difficult time with sitting or bending over and touching their toes. They feel like that's painful, but it feels good when they walk and move and they're upright. That means they probably have an extension preference. And then back to child's pose. So just kind of get a feeling of, okay, what's comfortable for me? Because it gives us a lot of information. If you feel like you're more comfortable in this position throughout your exercises or throughout life, when you feel like you're having pain, you know you can go back to this flex position in order for you to feel better. And then extended, and same thing for this. If at all you feel more pain, more than that 5 out of 10 pain, you could always get to this position. And if your extension preference, if your spine is extension preference, then you feel better in this position. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth quickly with this. So take a breath in this position. And then extend. Breath. Again, flexed. And extend. If that feels good, keep going. But if that's easy, you can come onto your hands and knees and go into that down dog as a flex. Take a breath. Work right into that cobra pose. Extend. Do one more here, flex. And extend. And another way you can modify that is on all hands and knees, all fours. Flex. Okay. And then the cow. Extending every vertebrae. Do 2 more. Flex. Extend. Flex. And extend. Okay, very good. Okay, to the working sets now. What we're going to work on now is really focus on all 4 of those different fascial trains. We're going to go anterior, posterior, medial, and lateral. But now we're into our working sets. So the first one is anterior. We're going to lay on your back into a, we call this the dead bug position. So you're trying to tack or anchor your low back into the ground. So rotating your pelvis so your low back is flat to the ground, hands straight up, bringing those knees to a 90-90 position or a tabletop position, tucking those hips. And all we're doing here is holding that low back to the floor as you extend your leg and opposite arm, and then back. Trying to maintain that low back flat to the floor. Really focus on keeping that low back flat. Good. Do 1 more on each side. Good. Now on your stomach, the opposite. Hands extended out. we're going into Superman's here. Same thing here. Try to be as tall as you can. Squeeze your glutes, alternate arm and leg. Lifting up and back. Now, obviously, this is a more extended preference position. Try to squeeze those glutes. Try to be as long as you can. Reach your hand out in front of you. Reach the foot behind you. Squeeze glutes. Good. And then you're rotating onto your side, onto the lateral. Lifting that leg up, and then back down. Lifting up, back down. Really focusing on the lateral side of your hip. Good. I'm trying to hold each of these positions for about 30 seconds. And we'll progress up. If this is easy, we'll progress. But right now, we're still trying to work on singling out those exercises, those movements. And we'll go to the other side. Again, lateral line here. Okay, next, the medial line. On your back, what we're trying to do here is we're going to squeeze like there's a piece of fruit in between our knees. We're trying to squeeze that piece of fruit so we almost can smush it. We pop it. Squeezing those knees together as you lift your hips up and then back down. Really try to match those knees together as you're doing it. And really focusing on waking up those muscles in your deep core to help support the back. This is your pelvic floor muscles that really help control your core musculature, especially the lower lumbar spine, low back. Okay, now going back to the dead bug. And now instead of alternate arm and leg, let's challenge yourself. And really try to keep that low back flat as you bring both arms and both legs and then back up. If this is too hard, if you cannot keep that low back flat, just go right back to where we were. Keep that low back flat, that's the key here. You're gonna feel a little shake with this. It should be all in the front of your body here. So core, hip flexor, maybe a little quad. Okay, and then flipping over onto your back. Stomach, excuse me. Arms straight up. Now, instead of alternating one side versus the other, we're going to do both. Lifting hips up, lifting feet up, lifting hands up. Squeezing those glutes. Again, if this is too hard, just go back to where we were. Okay, back to your side. hip abduction. Now again, if this is too easy, consider challenging yourself, coming to that side plank, and then doing it. Hip abduction here. Again, if that's too hard, just go back down to here. We'll switch over to the other side. And you should feel all this in the hips here. Hips help support that low back. Perfect. Okay, back onto your back. Now, instead of bringing the knees up and squeezing those knees together, we're going to keep those legs straight now. Squeeze the knees and your ankles together. And we're going to lift straight up and then back down. So this is a little combination between anterior chain and the medial chain. So you're really trying to squeeze those legs together as you're lifting those legs up. Again, if that's too hard, come back up here, squeeze and bridge. Do two more. Okay, now we're going to progress. Now we're running through each of those fascial lines, but it's going to be a little bit harder with these. Again, you can stay with what we were doing in the past if that feels most comfortable, but if you want to challenge yourself, here are some progressions for each one of those lines. Back to the anterior chain. We're going to go into that high plank position. So you're holding it as a plank. The only thing that changes is we call this an anterior pelvic tilt and then a posterior pelvic tilt. So all you're doing is extending and flexing that low back. Extending through that low back, squeeze those glutes and flex. Extend, squeeze glutes and flex. Extend, squeeze glutes and flex. Good, keep going. This works on stability and mobility of the spine. Do one more. Extend and squeeze. Now on your back. If you have a chair, this is helpful. If not, you have a ball, it's helpful. If not, you can actually use the wall for this one as well. But what we'll do is you're going to be on one leg here. And all we're doing here is just lifting the hips up with one leg and then back down. Up and then back down. So it's a single leg bridge, but you'll feel it in the glute and you'll really feel it in the hamstring. Hamstring's a part of that posterior line and is a huge contributor to your core and low back. One more, and we'll go to the other side. One more. Beautiful. Okay, back to the lateral chain. You're going to be on your side in a side plank position. That bottom knee is going to be bent 90 degrees, but your body's going to be nice and straight here. The top leg is hovering off the floor. But from here, all we're doing is we're pushing our hips down towards the floor and then back up. You should feel this in the bottom side hip. Two more here. Okay. And again, on the other side. Very good. Okay. Now on to the medial lines. Again, a ball or a chair would be really helpful with this. You're going to scoot to the chair. You're on your elbow like you are in the side plank. You're sticking your top leg on the chair, and then you're lifting up. If you can, bend that bottom leg. And we're just going to hold here. So you're really relying on that top leg to do the work for you, and you should feel that all through the growing and the adductors, the middle part of your upper leg. Holding. This is a toughie. If this is too hard, you can put that foot down to help support. If it's not, if it's too easy, you can start doing a little hip dip with that. And we'll go to the other side. Good, keep holding. This is a toughie. Okay, we'll roll through those one more time. Front plank, tuck those hips underneath you. On your back, leg up on the chair, opposite leg up as well. Lifting into that hamstring chair bridge. That's too hard. You can always bring your other leg to help. And then we'll switch. You guys are doing great. These are really great, kind of robust, simple exercises to help provide stability to that low back and core. Good. On your side, for that lateral chain, dropping the hip down, back up. And we'll go to the other side. All right, for the last 30 seconds here, coming on to here, lifting up, holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to the other side. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, guys. So simple, easy exercises. Again, we'll put this up on your YouTube page. Please let us know if you have any questions specifically. Again, our website is mendcolorado.com. And then specific, if you're having some pain or anything like that, please let us know. We're doing virtual visits and free consultations. So if it's something that's you guys are interested in, please let us know. We're here to help. So thanks again for joining. Hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you.